This is a Swede Speaks.
It's Friday, and Friday means that it's time for This Week in Sweden, where I present some of the news that came out of Sweden during the previous 7 days, from Friday until Thursday. But before I do that, let me just say that this is my day job, and that I would like to thank everyone who supports my work financially. Your support is necessary and greatly appreciated. And if you like what I do, if you think what I do is important and that I should continue to do so, please consider sending me $1 or $2 or 10 or 100. That's always greatly appreciated. For information on how to donate, take a look at the box under this video. Now, let's get started. On Friday, July 13th, 2018, it was reported that the number of girls among unattended migrants is increasing. Some of these girls are married when they come to Sweden and are placed in the same homes as their husbands. Juno Blom, coordinator at the Swedish National Competence Team against honor-related violence and oppression, said that, quote, "We have a lot of cases where it even comes to light that the family home mother, who is the girl's aunt, also happens to be mother-in-law and the girl gets pregnant," close quote. Juno Blom also said that, quote, "The cases of child marriages that we know about is when one has come to Sweden as an unattended child and the child or the adult man told about this themselves. We do not ask any routine questions. We really don't have a clue how many cases we could have in Sweden. And we haven't done what I think we consider that we must to make sure that similar things don't happen," close quote. Last week, I told you that the new Swedish party Citizens Coalition and its leader Ilan Sade, who happens to be gay, was excluded from participating in Stockholm Pride. Now, Marcus Wiechel, Member of Parliament for the Sweden Democrats, has asked a question to Sweden's Minister for Culture and Democracy, Green Party politician Alice Bah Kuhnke. The Sweden Democrats, through Wiechel, points out that Stockholm Pride receives millions of Swedish kronor, which is hundreds of thousands of US dollars, in taxpayer-funded subsidies. In his question to the minister, Marcus Wiechel writes that, quote, "During the week that passed, we could read about how Stockholm Pride denied the small Liberal Conservative Party Citizens Coalition from participating as exhibitor and as an active part of the demonstration with the motivation that they did not fulfill the organization's basic values. The reason for this assessment is said to be different statements from the party's representatives, among them the party's chairman Ilan Sade, who himself is openly gay and who supposedly said that he dislikes the letter combination HBTQ, since this partly bundles up different individuals and partly sounds like a psychiatric diagnosis. The exclusion has been criticized by active Citizens Coalition representatives like well-known Citizens Coalition member and also debater Alexander Bard, who is openly gay. Bard has previously participated and held the opening speech, among other things, at Stockholm Pride 2013. All of this, of course, raises questions, since Stockholm Pride receives several million kronor of tax money. These tax monies are, of course, intended to contribute to openness, tolerance and freedom of opinion. When Stockholm Pride now clearly excludes gays who belong to a specific party, we have an obvious problem. There is a long list of other examples where tax money has been paid out to organizations who does not follow established guidelines. By reason of this, I would like to ask the Minister for Culture and Democracy, Alice Bah Kuhnke, does the minister think that changes need to be made from the government's side to make sure that tax money goes to what they are intended for? And if that is the case, which measurements does the minister intend to take? Close quote. As of Monday, July 16th, the minister had still not responded. Feminist Initiative, a party not represented in the Swedish parliament, published an interview with Oldo Shavidi, who is one of their candidates for the Swedish parliament in the upcoming Swedish general election. She had given the interview while sailing with other pro-Palestinian activists in the direction of Gaza. In the interview, asked on her view of Israel, Shavidi said that, quote, "My unofficial opinion as an individual is a bit more fantasy-based," close quote. She accused Israel of stealing land and livelihood from Palestinians and the United States of doing the same, presumably to Native Americans. Shavidi said of Israeli Jews and Americans, quote, "So why not invite their friends over to their land and make room for them on the farm? They seem to enjoy each other's company, and the Palestinians can live in peace and again build up the country that once was theirs. I can allow myself to get to dream about such a solution, right?" Close quote. After receiving heavy criticism, Javidi retracted on Tuesday, saying that she had asked Feminist Initiative personnel to remove that quote from the article, saying that it doesn't represent the party's policies and that her fantasy could be misinterpreted or misunderstood. Today, on July 20th, Feminist Initiative said that Aldous Javidi still has their trust and that she stays on their list of candidates to the Swedish parliament. On Saturday, July 14th, in the neighborhood of Norsborg, in the province of Södermanland, to the south of Stockholm, during Saturday, a hand grenade was thrown through a broken window at Karsbyskolan, a school in Norsborg. The police said on Monday that nothing of value had been destroyed. And in Linköping, in the province of Östergötland, about 125 miles to the southwest of Stockholm, during Saturday afternoon, two 16-year-old twin girls, Jessie and Nicole Holm, were attacked in downtown Linköping. The girls had been with their friends at McDonald's and were standing outside of the fast food restaurant when two young men approached them. The men acted aggressively and the girls asked them to leave. One of the men then pushed Nicole Holm and she pushed back. The man then boxed her hard on the ear, causing her eardrum to break. When she looked up again, she was hit by a clenched fist. Her sister, Jessie Holm, tried to help her and was also attacked. She was kicked in her stomach and in her thorax, causing several ribs to break. Jessie was dizzy, but took up her phone and filmed the man, to have proof. 5 minutes later, police arrived and the twin sisters were brought to the emergency ward. Their dad uploaded Jessie's movie to Facebook. During Sunday evening, rumors were spread that this never happened, and a Facebook group called Människor mot rasism, Human Beings Against Racism, claimed that the clip was uploaded to spread racism, since the attackers looked like they could be unattended migrants. People wrote that the dad was a liar and that they hoped that the entire family would die of cancer. Police spokesperson Thomas Agnevik confirmed the physical abuse of the girls. On Sunday, July 15th, in the neighborhood of Slottsstaden in Malmö, in the province of Skåne, in the south of Sweden, at 2:30 a.m., a 25-year-old man nailed a hedgehog to a door in Slottsstaden. The man reportedly also attacked another man in an apartment. According to the police report, the man smashed two windows with stones, tore up the tires of a car, tried to drive over the other man, and then put a nail in the outer door. In Örebro, in the province of Närke, about 125 miles to the west of Stockholm, a 25-year-old man sexually assaulted an 11-year-old girl at Gustavsviksbadet, a bath in Örebro. Police was alerted during Sunday afternoon and were looking for the perpetrator. On Monday, July 16th, in the neighborhood of Rosengård, in Malmö, in the province of Skåne, in the south of Sweden, a man in his 20s was murdered on the street on Monday evening. Reportedly, the police was chasing 4 men who were traveling on 2 mopeds. In Brussels, in Belgium, it is dry in Sweden, and the country is tormented by forest fires. However, during the meeting on Monday in Brussels, when the agricultural ministers of the EU met, the EU Commission said that they hesitated on using crisis money for the drought in Sweden. In Växjö, in the province of Småland, in the southeast of Sweden, Ann Nilsson recently retired as a preschool teacher. When she retired, after having worked as a preschool teacher for 44 years, she found out that she is not getting occupational pension for one of these years, the year of 2002. That is the year when she worked for Växjö Islamic School. The principal of Växjö Islamic School is the Imam Ismail Abu Halal, and he has not paid in Nilsson's occupational pension. Halal is also known from the debacle around Islamic prayer calls in Växjö earlier this year, when the police gave his mosque permission to have Islamic prayer calls. On Tuesday, July 17th, in the neighborhood of Husby, in Stockholm, a man was injured in a suspected shooting during Tuesday evening. The man was brought to hospital, reportedly with a bullet wound in his leg. The police classifies the event as attempted murder, and they are looking for several perpetrators, of whom at least one might have left the scene of the criminal on a 2-wheeled vehicle. In Jönköping, in the province of Småland, in the southeast of Sweden, during Tuesday afternoon, 4 men in their upper teens were physically abused at Rosenlundsbadet, a public bath. One of the men was brought to hospital, and the police is looking for several persons who ran from the place. In Stockholm, Gallerian, a mall in downtown Stockholm, was evacuated. The Swedish Police National Bomb Security Team secured an item at the mall and took it with them for a closer investigation. Reportedly, the item was a hand grenade and 2 persons were supposedly arrested for illegal handling of explosives. In a survey carried out in 7 Northern European countries, Swedes are the most pessimistic ones about how society functions. 21% of the Swedes are pleased with the current government's work, while 65% are not pleased. The countries participating in the survey were Sweden, Germany, the United Kingdom, Norway, Denmark, Finland and France. On Wednesday, July 18th, a YouGov survey showed more polarization in Sweden. The Left Party and the Sweden Democrats seem to be the parties who will gain most votes as compared to the previous election in the general election this fall. Compared to the 2014 general election, the YouGov survey showed a 12.8 percentage points increase for the Sweden Democrats and a 4.1 percentage points increase for the Left Party. The general election will be held on September 9th, and I intend to live stream during election night. It will be an interesting election. It was reported that forest fires are spreading in Sweden and that the government is asking the inhabitants to evacuate as quick as possible. During Tuesday, people were asked to evacuate an area in Härjedalen in the northwest of Sweden. And during Wednesday, warnings went out to Nordmaling in the province of Ångermanland in the northeast of Sweden and to Älvdalen in the province of Dalarna, close to the Norwegian border. During Wednesday, it was also decided that all the people in the village of Kårböle in Ljusdal municipality in the province of Hälsingland in the mid-east of Sweden had to evacuate. Sweden receives help from Italy and Lithuania to stop the fires, since Sweden has a lack of helicopters that can waterbomb fires. In Västerås, in the province of Västmanland, about 67 miles to the west of Stockholm. During Wednesday evening, a man in his 20s was stopped by a gang consisting of 4 guys. He was physically abused by them and attacked with stones, until he lost his consciousness. When he woke up, by a person pouring water on him, he found out that he had been robbed. The man has given the police a description of the robbers, who also threatened him, but the police says that they don't want to give out the description. And yesterday, on Thursday, July 19th, in Matfors, in Sundsvall municipality, in the province of Medelpad, in the northeast of Sweden, there is a fire ban in Sweden now, due to the drought. However, Jeanette Höglund, member of Sundsvall Municipal Council for the Social Democrats, was firing up a grill in the woods with family and friends during the night towards Thursday. She posted pictures of it on Facebook. When asked about this, Höglund said that she thought that they had the fire under control and that she didn't know that it's punishable by law to break the fire ban. She added that, quote, "As a spare-time politician, I don't know everything," close quote. Maybe she knows that in Sweden, saying that "I did not know the law" will not help you in court. In Malmö, in the province of Skåne, in the south of Sweden, at 2 a.m., the police was notified of a car that crashed by the neighborhood of Rosengård in Malmö. When the police arrived, they found a man with bullet wounds in the car. The man, who is in his 20s, was brought to hospital and he is reportedly severely injured. And in the neighborhood of Stora Essingen in Stockholm, at lunchtime on Thursday, a fire started on a boat in the water between the neighborhoods of Stora Essingen and Långholmen in downtown Stockholm. People on that boat left it and jumped in the water to get away from the fire, and were picked up by people in other boats before the rescue service showed up. So those were some of the stories that came out of Sweden during this week, from Friday until Thursday. As you probably understand, I picked some stories over others, because otherwise this video would simply be too long. I will return next Friday with another episode of This Week in Sweden, and that's what I have to say about this right now. As I said in the beginning of this video, I would like to thank everyone who supports my work. Thank you all very much. Your support is necessary and much appreciated. And if you like what I do, if you think what I do is important and that I should continue to do this, please consider sending me $1 or $2 or 10 or 100. That's always greatly appreciated. Also, please subscribe, like, comment and share my videos, and check out my live stream tomorrow, Saturday, at 11 a.m. Honolulu time, noon Anchorage time, 1 p.m. Seattle time, 2 p.m. Denver time, 3 p.m. Kansas City time, 4 p.m. Miami time, 9 p.m. Dublin time, 10 p.m. Prague time, 11 p.m. Riga time, and midnight St. Petersburg time. I hope to see you all then. So, until next time, have a nice day, and God bless.